a somber look, and you watch as the king kind of motions to the guards to begin escorting individuals out of the keep, and as the groups start to make their way out, the king, wanting to hear exactly what has transpired, now stands and waits.
The groups look like okay as they left, like they got what they wanted.
It looks like you quelled their fears temporarily, yes.
Well,
but
that's at least
there's
start.
obviously a real fear right now for the people, especially considering that there's a war that's potentially going to happen very soon, and this issue with the gods and a cult, and it's a lot for the people to take in.
Well, at least I did something good before I died.
Well, at this point, once we are assured that of privacy with the king, I will begin telling, basically with detail, the story of what transpired when we upon first arriving into the town, and the encounter in the town hall, helping liberate the town itself from the presence of the cultists that were stationed there, and then our espionage into and breaking into the mansion, recovering, fighting through the manor, recovering Eleanor, and making our escape. And then upon returning to the town proper.
When he gets to the part where we had Eleonora, I'll show him the note that I got from her before we get to the part where we return to False Harbor. I'll show him that note that I took from her.
Okay. And the king kind of looks it over and says, I'm sorry. I have no idea what this is.
I figured, but this is something she had in her possession that she dropped and she let me keep.
And from there, I'll continue with telling the story of how when we returned to the town, that we had temporarily parted ways to secure Eleanor in the shrine under the care of the priests there, and then as well as attempting to quell what was a bit of
a riot.
Pretty much the civil unrest taking place in the town center. And at that point was when Tyrus himself showed up. And unfortunately, attempts to dissuade Tyrus once very south, and he proceeded to launch an attack on some of us and the villagers that were present at the time. As well, it seemed that he had somehow taken control of Eleanor's mind, and we were unable to stop him from absconding with her.
As you kind of say this, the king begins walking away and walks over back to his throne, and as he sits down, he doesn't say anything. And then you watch as he raises his fist and slams it down into the arm of the throne itself, and looks down upon the party and says, "You promised me you would bring Eleanor back here safely, and you have failed me. Not only did you fail me, but you got a village almost destroyed."
I step forward. I promised you that I would bring back Eleonora safe. I am the one that attacked Tyrus without thinking. I'm the reason he attacked that group of villagers because I'm the one that first attacked him. If you want to punish someone, punish me because it is my foolish actions that caused that slaughter.
Avalana, no. Just Belvedere will walk forward and place his hand on her shoulder.
And as this is going on, the king watches very intently. Says, I don't think you fully understand what it means to watch your villages die out from under you. Be gone out of my sight. Rid this island of Tyrus at once. Do whatever it takes. I don't care if you have to slaughter the entire Alliance Islands to do so. You will get rid of this threat immediately. Do you understand me?
Yes.
Belvedere will nod.
And with that, the king motions, and immediately the guards rush up and begin pointing and asking you to leave from the king.
If I may, my liege, there is still much more that we wish to discuss with you. Other events have transpired since the event at False Harbor.
What more bad news do you have for me?
Belvedere will sigh. Well, as it is, we were able to leave the town with the assistance of the
Ebon Spy Syndicate.
Yes, the Ebon Spy Syndicate, and they were indeed gave us information to help to try to aid us in our search, as well as news from elsewhere in the Isles.
And what of it?
Well, as it is, we're given leads that could possibly assist us, but unfortunately, as it stands, we're not sure. It's difficult, even with our current privacy, to talk about it in the open, because we're not sure. It seems we could very well be being listened in on.
And as you say this, the king is not very thrilled with this, and immediately looks at you and says, if you have something to say to me, you need to say it now.
Looks at who?
To Belvedere.
I'll look over at Vormash.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I have to decide on something. All right. I will walk up to him and I will tell him. So, and then I look to Belvedere one last time, as if like, you sure you want me to tell him this?
Let's just say full disclosure, my friend. However, I'll speak up and say, is there protections that are in place that we could put in place that would to deter those that might scry in on our conversation?
And the king shakes his head, says, "You're better versed in the arts of magic than I am."
Yeah, I got nothing. Oh, my king. During our travels, I had a vision, and this vision involved Bovictus, the Bovictus of the Alliance, and I saw him with a bottle of wine, and him ordering it to be delivered to the Queen's Stormhold. And it is with this that I believe that the accusations of him being involved with her assassination are true.
And you watch as his eyes immediately just grow just to the size of like a silver dollar, and he looks right at you and says, "Do you think I do not already know this? The man has escaped my prison and you bring this to me now?"
Wait, he escaped?
"Yes, you fool. Why do you think Lady Gladamine is not here with me?"
Everything has gone wrong.
Well, like, no, I'm telling him this because he was accused. It was never proven.
So as you kind of say that, he says, "Do you think I would willingly just lock away a leader of the Alliance on a basic accusation? I had my suspicions to begin with, but then I was given proof, much like you were. Say it was in a vision? Yes, mine was in written documentation from the Ebon Spy Syndicate."
Belvedere will nod, and at this point we'll pull out the map that they had copied down of troop placements and things around the Living Isles and present it to the king.
We just need to leave, you guys. Let's just leave.
And the king will reach over and grab this and look at it for a second, and then look back at you and say, "What is this?"
This information offered to us by the Ebon Spy Syndicate within Falls Harbor.
"But what is this?" And he takes the map and shakes it in front of you.
It is locations of troops and movements along the Living Isles. Information that you can to be used possibly in the war against the Alliance.
And he kind of looks over the document a little bit, and he starts looking at the numbers, and he's like, "I didn't know that the Alliance had this many members who were willing to take up arms against us."
Additionally, and over pause for a moment, even though it comes most probably as no real surprise, it seems that the Alliance has also organized a group similar to ours. If I'd be so bold, our counterparts that are working for the Alliance.
"And what do you plan to do with this information?"
See if we can possibly track them down and have a confrontation. If need be, put them down.
"Then I suspect you do so at once. Leave. Now."
I leave immediately.
I'm just gonna start walking down, not even saying a goodbye.
Belvedere will bow and leave as well.
Okay. So the party makes their way out of